Mhm.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nesting Eagles podcast. My name is Drew. I'm here with Beth. How you doing, Beth? I know it's been a while.
It has been a while, and it's
Yes.
weird not to talk to my eagle husband for so long, but I'm all right. But today was a day of cleaning mews at a raptor educational facility where I volunteer. So I am bedraggled and wearing my Smokey the Bear t-shirt and just
Nice.
cleaning up eagle poop. So I'm a mess, but
Yeah,
looking forward to a
nice.
shower.
Yeah,
But when you
we
got to do a podcast, you got to do a podcast, Drew. When you
yeah,
call,
it's been a while, but we've been busy traveling and
yeah.
doing a bunch of stuff. So we'll go over some of the stuff that we've been up to over the summer. So I hope everybody's doing well and getting ready. Our Florida Eagles are going to be starting up sooner than later, which is crazy. And
It
then
is.
we'll get into another season, but it's going to be another exciting one. So we're looking forward to it. But
Well,
let's
Drew, it's going to be hard for anyone to get started in the mid belt of Wisconsin because TE3 won't leave the nest area.
yeah, they'll have to. We'll get into that. That's one of the stories we'll cover. But first, let's start with we got a little bit of pub. Um,
Yeah.
I'll let
Um,
you go over it since it's basically it's a lot of your pictures and a lot of your quotes and everything. So
well,
go ahead.
yeah, it is a lot of my pictures. And Paul A. Smith from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel is a great supporter of the Bald Eagle Nest Watch. He thinks it's that we're very important. One of the things that when I play it down and I say, it's not like I'm making sushi dinners for these guys. They get together and I'm just watching. And
Yeah.
and he said, "No, you don't realize you guys are collecting important data." And he was right because when avian flu hit, we had a lot of detailed data on how avian flu or HPAI was affecting raptor population. So, and he educates me a lot. So, I am very thankful for Paul Smith. I and he does a story about us every season, and Brenna, who is someone we keep telling you all we're going to introduce you to at some point. But Brenna is like the ultimate number cruncher and team leader. So she is with us, Southern Wisconsin Bird Alliance, and she helps administrate this whole thing that Drew brought to Wisconsin, and I am a participant in. So,
Yeah,
um,
she's a definitely a key member to this.
yeah, it
Does a
isn't
lot of
happening without her.
yeah, no, this would not be at least it wouldn't be going as smooth as it goes without.
Yeah. So what happens is Paul ends up talking to Brenna and usually chats with me. He's chatted with you in the past. And then we just have gotten into this thing where I give him photos for his stories. And then last season, I asked two other people to supply photos because, it shouldn't just be mine. And this year, I've asked two other people who, have far better camera skills than I do. And it was just really neat to see this whole gallery of photos here, which any of you out there who are watching, if you want to access this, you have access to this. The article itself, you need to have a subscription in order to get it. But if any of you have a desire to have the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel for a short time, Paul Smith is definitely worth your read.
Yeah, yeah, they
Um,
do. They run specials all the time. So if you are
yeah,
interested in the article, it's usually not a huge investment. I don't know what they're running now, but it's usually like $1 a month or something
I think
for
it's a
them.
dollar right now as this
Yeah, yeah,
special going
so
on.
yeah,
So obviously these were August 31st, when this hit the newspaper. And so this is one of the bald eagle nests that I watch closer to my home in Walworth. This was one of my three eaglet nests. So I always love to see the whitewash all over all the
Yeah,
branches.
yeah, that's that's a clear sign. If you see that, that's a clear sign that it's like an active nest and it's been used for a while when
I
it's
really
out.
want to get up there and wash it before they
Yeah,
come
yeah.
down. Because, of course, I'm used to that, given what I just did
Yeah,
this morning.
yeah, for sure. You got
Um,
some experience doing that.
so this is one of my photos. And then this is our good friend Susan Fink. And this was her first season watching a nest, and she has been very enthused. She is a photographer. So she's watching this in the neighboring county from ours. But just a great picture. I mean, what a lucky woman. She has no
Yeah,
leaves on any of
yeah,
those
yeah.
trees.
That's a nice shot. Very nice. Good job.
Nests like these are very hard to come by where they're
Yeah,
just nice and wide open. Um, so then Beth Bush, who is another photographer who I run into when, we're out looking for owls and whatnot. This is, I think it's her second year
yeah,
watching, but she took over one of my Milwaukee nests. And they had three eaglets this year. So they've pretty much been sticking with two, but this year they had three and all fledged.
yeah. That's a cute little picture. It's cute little
It's just
guys
like a
too.
baby picture.
Yeah,
Um, so here's Beth Bush again for Milwaukee County photo. Again, all three heads up.
yeah,
Any of you who do photography, it's like almost impossible to get three heads up at the same time like this. I mean,
yeah,
that's a beautiful portrait of a family of five.
yeah. Bringing in that those grasses that they do periodically,
Yep.
just
Covering
freshen.
up that poop and
Yeah,
food.
yeah. Freshen up the nest, make it a little easier for
And
the.
then this is one of my photos that we had shown you previously on here. This was one of my fledglings. They loved this puddle, and they loved taking baths, and they were very awkward in how they took a bath. They have to figure out that whole rhythm. But I just love the stride on this fledgling, just so confident in its
Yeah,
stomping through the puddle. I mean, all he really needed to have on were red boots to make him.
yeah. It totally reminds me of those those pictures that you have of kids like with those with the red boots, kind of
Yep. Rain slicker. Yeah.
yeah, going through the puddle, just
Yeah.
loving life. So yeah,
Fledgling eagles are just like human toddlers.
yes, they are. There.
Okay, this is another one of my photos. So this is mom or dad coming in to feed the eaglets. This is the nest of three. But like I said, it's so hard to get all three up at the same time. And boy, that whitewash is really crazy to get there. Susan's photo of the bald eaglet chick learning to flap its wings. And of course, the more the eaglets do this behavior, the better off they are. Not only do they need to be strengthening those muscles as their wings grow, developing that the muscle system to keep them in flight, but cardiovascularly, they need to keep working on it so that they have the stamina. Because one of the things that I think I see in most of the chicks that end up needing to go to rehab is they're just exhausted from, flying down is not so bad. Flying back up, they have, a great deal of trouble with. So here we are back to Beth Bush again. Got those triplets all up there again, and I joked about the eagle giving her stink eye in this photo, and
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
definitely the stare down. Yeah,
yeah, and certainly the eagle knows she's there, and she's quite a ways away, and she stays in her car as we, like people to do when they're, her nest isn't a big clearing, so it's very obvious when a car pulls over. But we say eagles give stink eye, and it's just eagles just naturally have stink
yeah,
eye. They have that supraorbital ridge over their eyeballs, and it they just always look angry, but it's actually, to protect their eyes from the sun and, I'm sure predators as well. It's handy for that. So,
Yeah, it's basically their version of a baseball cap to keep
yeah,
to keep the sun out of their
it's
eyes.
their
Makes them
skull
look
is their
menacing.
baseball cap.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's a good one, Drew.
Yeah.
So here's one of mine, which is the eastern kingbird coming down to attack a recent fledgling.
Yeah,
Um,
I think we showed that at one of the other pods, but yeah, that's a great shot. I love that shot, especially
yeah,
with the wings spread out and the
and
tail
it's
spread out. It's
actually
really pretty.
kind of shirking away from it,
Yeah,
which most of the times they just don't seem to care.
yeah,
They're used to getting pelted in the head. Another one of Susan's photos showing the family in the nest, and suddenly that nest looks a lot smaller
it
as
does.
those.
Yeah, yeah. As you go, those they get tight. Especially this one had three, if I remember
Yep.
correctly. Yeah, so
In fact, all three of them had
yeah,
three, which is kind of
yeah,
funny. So again, fledglings in Kenosha, Susan's photo. So, or maybe she had two, and I'm just making that up. Yeah. So again, this is Susan's photo. She had two.
yeah. Okay, yeah, but it's
Beth and Beth had three.
still gets tight. Gets tight as they grow,
Yeah.
especially when you have adults and when adults are in the nest too. So
And then here's another one, the adult in the nest. And if you see right there, there's just a little
yep,
baby looking up, going, feed
yep.
me. So this is one of the earlier photos that she captured. And then Beth, with two of her three in Milwaukee County.
As we're heading into the that one in June. So um,
Yeah. So with this one, Drew, this is where you and I actually talked because I called you because I said I don't know that the
yeah,
egg survived this. Um, so this was April 3rd, and I got to the nest and there were no eagles there, so no one was incubating the eggs, and it was over a half an hour.
yeah,
And these two came flying in, just doing like flying up and then zipping down and sort of circling around each other, and then flew to this branch beside the nest and uh, both just chattering, looking at the nest. And eventually she went in and got back on the eggs. So you and I talked about it, and I thought this might might be the pip. They got a pip, and but they certainly were away a long time that it was really uncomfortable for me. I was
yeah,
very thankful when I saw the first head in this nest because I don't know how long they had been gone before I got there. So, it makes you nervous if you're there and they're gone for half an hour.
yeah, yeah. It's very interesting. Yeah, they were definitely excited about something, so it could have been something they were noticing. Hey, look at this! We're getting gonna have a hatch or something. So
We've got one.
yeah, um,
So we're back to Beth, and again, three heads up. That's just so cool.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. They're excited. They're looking for a meal, so
yep.
not
They're
surprising it's all up.
they're pushing out that little gray fuzz that's starting
Yeah,
to leave them. So Beth Bush with the three in Milwaukee County. Just beautiful photos. These two
yeah,
took stunning, stunning photos. So here's Beth Bush with um, the the three fledglings. Great family portrait because the chances of ever getting this again are slim to none.
yeah. And eagles, especially in their territory, they find trees like that that are kind of one of their favorites, especially after fledge, that they'll just hang out. And, I know we've talked about that for a number of nests about just it's a little bit more even with territories. If stuff is going on, construction or whatnot around a nesting territory, it's important not just that the nest is protected, but a lot of their spots, their favorite spots,
They're
their
roosting.
perches and all that. So that's kind of an important point. And a lot of times they don't. These trees don't look the greatest. They're not very pretty. A lot of them are
Yeah.
times are dead, and but the eagles utilize them, and woodpeckers and other animals. So it's important to kind of maintain those as well, not just the nest tree, but other spots too.
Family perching spots,
Yeah,
where they need to be as a family.
yeah,
And bald eagles, kind of pick locations where there are dead trees. So, and not just them, great blue herons, a lot of birds like dead trees to nest in. This tree is dead that this eaglet is on, fledgling is on, and that is a blue-gray gnatcatcher. Nice hat, maybe Easter Sunday
yeah,
hat.
yeah. Like those
But
old school pictures
right,
back in the
fancy
day.
chapeau.
Unfortunately, they were, yeah,
And you can see how unfazed that eaglet is, the fledgling is. Um, and this blue-gray gnatcatcher just thinks that that eaglet is going to go over to its nest and eat its young. And of
yeah,
course, that is
terrorize it.
um,
Yeah,
not of real interest to the fledgling.
no, not at all.
And again, Beth Bush with the three babies in the Milwaukee County nest. Oh, yeah, the three more.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's getting close into June. They're getting that nest is getting small. Yeah,
right. And you can tell just how much more solid looking, bigger,
yeah,
they are compared to what looks like dad there.
yeah,
And eaglets are the biggest they will ever be just before fledging. Because, they're little Jabba the Hutts. They're not getting
yeah, yeah. And then they have as we mentioned before, they have the training wheel feathers too. They get the little bit longer feathers
right.
to help them out initially. So that first until they first molt, they'll have those. So yeah,
Yeah.
they'll definitely a lot of times they'll appear bigger, especially dad. Um, they'll appear bigger than him.
It's easy to dwarf dad, and
Yeah, yeah,
when you're that huge. And their tail feathers are also longer too, which I think is
sure,
marvelous because them being able to navigate through a forest, those longer tail feathers would really help them.
yeah.
Because we know they can sort of crash all on their own.
Oh, they can for
Um,
sure.
yeah. So this is a Racine County nest that I also cover, and that is the lone eaglet that was raised in that nest. But I love Mom's eyeball watching the whole
Yeah,
action there on the side of the tree.
absolutely.
Always alert to
Yeah.
people and odd big lenses coming out of cars. But, so another one. This is the nest of three that I follow, and so it's kind of funny. They almost look like a fountain the way they're all facing
Yeah.
a different direction. And we're almost to the end here. That's back to that Racine County nest. The little eaglet one was a bit smaller with mom in the nest. And it's hard to imagine that in 3 months they are bigger really than their parents.
Yeah. They
Grow
grow
like
quickly for sure.
another Susan Fink nest.
Yeah.
Looks like Dad up there has something to say.
Yeah. He's seeing something or something's kind
And
of going
that
on.
is the end of that.
All right.
Um, so we gotta get rid of that. Are you seeing that?
Let me see here. I can probably jump in. I see here.
All right. My phone keeps going off for So I stopped sharing, so it should be you now.
Okay.
Uh, for the solar winds. So I keep hoping we get some more opportunities to see Aurora Borealis around here.
Okay. All right. So,
Man, that was good. That was smooth, Drew.
yeah, yeah. Even with a brand new computer, one of the reasons we took so long to um, do an additional pod was I had computer issues and had to change computers, but I'm still getting the hang of it. But first, we want to start with an update from Trempealeau, from our friend. I'll let you.
Larry.
Yep, I'll let you talk, Beth, since you communicate with them. What's going on with the eagle or the fledglings there? They're still hanging out.
Still hanging out,
Yeah,
and is everywhere in that neighborhood. So a lot of people have fabulous photos of her on their deck railing, on the roof of their house, on the chimney of their house. There's just a ton of photos
yeah,
of her. She looks like she may be buying a house very soon in the neighborhood. I love this picture of Larry's though. Just look at those. Yep,
yeah. Those talons,
talons.
impressive. Yeah,
Good grief. That is just a very dramatic picture of
yeah,
why we say it's not the head you got to worry about on a bald eagle, it is
yeah,
the talons. And that I think is a really excellent demonstration. The talons are used to catch the prey and then hold it down, and then the beak is sort of its knife and fork, as it
yeah,
were. But the weapons really are the talons. So nice picture depicting um, how dangerous talons can be. So. Those two photos were from Larry, and those are on, I believe it is, they were Facebook Trempealeau Eagle Nest. So if you aren't aware of it on Facebook, you can check it out there. So the people in the neighborhood who are walking by, I have been posting pictures of her up there. Larry is joining us as a bald eagle nest watcher, so he'll be doing a weekly monitor for us, and he has picked some other nests, and I need to email Larry when I'm done with this because he's been waiting patiently for a couple of days to hear from me.
yeah,
But it has just been nuts.
yeah,
So thank you, Larry,
yeah,
for the photos and for joining us. And maybe one of these days we'll get in contact with another person and ask if they mind if we share it on the podcast. But she's got to get moving along. This is a
yeah,
long time for her to be hovering here. And the Minnesota nest, the island nest, has had male and female sitting there near the nest. So the other three appear to have dispersed, and she just is not having it at this point. And I will say one of my three just did not want to leave. Um, she's only been gone a couple weeks, and I'm thankful every time I go over there and I don't see her,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
which
I mean,
seems to the contrary of what I should, but it's better for her that she's not there.
yeah, just to refresh. This is once we head into fall. This is when the eaglets or fledglings are gonna. They should be heading out on their own. So they'll start progressing and wandering, and it all depends on the eagle. Some of them go far away. And some of them kind of hang out nearby. So, but they should be pretty much independent by now. But it's not always the case. So we'll see. But they'll eventually, if they do stick around, the adults will eventually chase them off if they have to. So that's the
It's not good for them to be this attached to
yeah, yeah,
the nest area. Not that, there's anything wrong with her, she's not going to make it, just that the sooner she figures out that she has to start getting out of there, the better it is for her.
yeah. All right. And then one of my adventures, I did a lot of traveling, was in Wisconsin, and we also, as a family, we did a little, since we are out of the Seattle area, it's easy to get on the on one of the cruises to Alaska. So we did a little cruise as a family. So that was a lot of fun. I didn't see as many eagles as I expected, but it's kind of, I guess, expected. We were on the some of the excursion, do the off boat excursions and everything, but you're not. I would, they were talking about, oh yeah, if you go into town, you'll see them, but I was seeing them here and there, but not large numbers. So my theory is that it was in the middle of like salmon. The salmon were coming in to spawn, so they were probably somewhere. I would say probably closer to the where the salmon were spawning and feasting there, and instead of in town in the Alaskan towns. So, but I did get some nice views of some whales. This was in, I believe it was Sitka, Alaska, and we took a little boat tour, nature tour, and it was incredible. We had some serious luck, saw a lot of different animals, and um, here in the Seattle area, we have a number of pods that are um, native to this area, and they stick around most of the year. But up in this area of Alaska and southeastern Alaska, they don't. These guys are just coming through. So it was they were very excited. To get killer whales, orcas in this area because they don't see them very often. They'll get humpbacks and some other types of whales, but the killers were or killer whales are not as they're not as much. It's just they come through, they travel through, eat. But it was really cool. We were watching forever, and this I was lucky enough to get this shot of them together. I'm pretty sure they were eating salmon. But I don't know why they were breaching like this, but it had something to do with that. So maybe they were just they were eating so much it was you know having fun, kind of you hear about orcas kind of playing sometimes. So I don't know if they were doing that, but
It's what whales do.
yeah. So and I'm not a whale expert, but it was really cool to experience these two, and we stayed with them for a while. And then another cool shot that I got. I noticed that adult bald eagle got into the act, and I happened to get lucky and get this shot of two apex predators kind of doing their thing. And I was telling Beth, I'm like, these poor salmon, they're just trying to get back to fresh water
Yeah.
to spawn and die, but they're getting attacked from all up from the air with the eagles and in the water with the two killer whales. So, but it was really cool to watch them kind of do. It was equal results. They both were successful at
And
catching
that bald
different.
eagle has a fish. So it's
Yes,
like, how close was that whale to catching?
yeah,
Uh,
it was crazy because I was watching them. Going, oh, this was a ways off. So this is kind of cropped quite a bit, but um, yeah, to watch them. We saw a lot of salmon jumping too. So I think they were trying to get away from the killer whales. And then this is an eagle. I didn't see it when it was perched, but it came out and started fishing too with the whale. So I think it probably I imagine the killer whales pushed up a lot of the fish to the surface, which is perfect for the eagles because they're, as we have mentioned before, they're a little bit dainty. They don't dip in as far as ospreys do. They don't like to get too wet. So I think the fish were getting pushed to the surface, and that was like this eagle took advantage of it for sure.
I wonder if a killer whale would eat an eagle if it caught it.
They do. I've heard that they eat gulls and stuff.
They eat
So
other birds. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so maybe.
I,
Unfortunately, if like an eagle crashed right by them, they
yep.
probably would. But
Well, in
I
this case, it
don't know.
almost had a twofer.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was really interesting to watch them. And then later on, we came across a couple humpbacks, which was really cool. It was actually they were kind of sleeping and the boat kind of moved up on it a little bit. Um, you know, these crews are really good, but they weren't getting too close. This is, I have a pretty good sized lens, so but they were close, and it was sleeping, and then all of a sudden they woke up, and it's a lot of tension, a lot of activity, and then got a couple of the flukes, and it's really cool to see the different types of flukes. And then this one, um, I didn't include the other one, but there was two humpbacks, and one of them, I was talking to the crew, and I'm like, I wonder if this one's like an older one because its fluke was like all jagged and everything. You could see that it probably caught in maybe some nets and some other stuff. So it was looking great. It was looking where this one is looks pretty good. Not a lot of damage to the fluke. So maybe it was a younger one and an older one kind of traveling together or whatnot. But yeah, it's really cool to watch. Highly recommend if you like eagles and other wildlife.
Mhm.
Head up to Alaska. I think we're gonna try to go up. And my wife promised me that I can do a specific eagle excursion next time we get up there. So
Well,
it's
I think Haynes is supposed to have one of the highest
yeah,
concentrations of eagles, and I can't remember where my husband and I were, but we were going to the grocery store. We walked over to the grocery store. It was like
yeah,
a Publix or something, and we couldn't get over the number of eagles in the parking lot for the Publix.
yeah.
It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, and
Um,
that's I know people talk about we're in Juneau. That was one of our stops, and we saw some, but I've heard that Juneau's got a lot of eagles too. So that southeastern area of Alaska, I think if I remember correctly, is the highest population of eagles in bald eagles in the entire world. So
well,
it
there are 30,000
yeah,
nesting pairs of bald eagles in
yeah,
Alaska.
yeah,
And then the next state is Minnesota with like
yeah,
9,000 nesting bald eagles and change. And
yeah,
then us and Florida are both around 2,000. Um, so Wisconsin and Florida. And then there's like a drop off to like 1,200, I think is Virginia.
yeah,
So
yeah. I think
Virginia, Smith.
that Atlantic coast has a good amount of them. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of them. So I'm looking forward to get back up there. But it was a great trip. We had a lot of fun. Saw a lot of whales. I think everybody likes whales too. So whales are fun. So
Whales and eagles go together. And
yeah,
again, that Virginia population, they owe it to Wisconsin because
yeah,
our birds were hacked there to,
yeah, yeah,
to replenish them, which is still mind blowing to me. I know I'm sort of alone in my own little nerd pod on that one, but I
yeah,
just can't get over that.
yeah.
Um,
And then, I was telling Beth too, and you get all the bus drivers, everybody it seems like is kind of a pseudo tour guide. So I was hearing some stories about eagles. It's like, it's not quite how it works. I was like, I'm on vacation. I'm not going to correct them. It's
Oh,
just,
but let's talk about one because I just saw it pop up on Facebook again that bald eagles can carry away a baby.
yeah,
It just doesn't happen.
yeah. It's
Um,
kind of that urban legends and everything. That's,
are there eagles that could carry away babies? There are,
yeah,
but they're not bald eagles. They're
yeah,
not in this country, and yeah, so
yeah,
that's a there's no way a bald eagle can carry away a toddler when it can't. It can only fly with something half of its body weight. If eagles are around 12 pounds, that leaves them at 6 pounds. So
yeah,
of carrying weight. So not true. However,
yeah.
if you have a chihuahua, I would not
No, no.
let it out near a
Definitely
bald
keep an
eagle.
eye. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it happens a whole lot, but you never know.
Well, we do have that cat nest.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a pair of eagles that really likes feral cats.
So that's basically what we're up to, and I think as we get back into Florida season, we'll definitely be doing more pods, and keeping you updated on what's going on, and then we'll get into our season in northern United States, central parts in February. So exciting, and as we always say, send us pictures, comments, like, and subscribe, and we'd love to hear from you guys if there's any interesting things that you would like us to talk about regarding eagles. Let us know. We're up for that. It's being in the off season. We can go wherever we want to go, I guess. Just fun.
And we just want to do a shout out to Brenna once again for being as fabulous as she is at the Southern Wisconsin Bird Alliance, and also Paul A. Smith for his dedication to writing about all things fabulous about outdoors Wisconsin, especially the Bald Eagle Nest program. And Susan and Beth for supplying their photos, as
Yeah.
well as Larry for
Yeah.
letting me steal his photos off Facebook.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody, and we'll be with you real soon. So have a great day.
Bye bye.